Violeta, estoy grabando para GQ. The dog is excited because I'm doing the essentials for GQ, of course. Violeta, what's up GQ? I'm Camilo, and these are my 10 essentials. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is my journal. This is the first thing I do every morning in my life. Like, I really need to write about what I'm feeling, how do I feel inside of my heart, you know, what I'm trying to fix in me, my projects, my dreams. When I go 3 or 4 or 5 years back in my old journals and I read what I was feeling when I was about to release, let's say, my first song, and to remember that I'm feeling the same exact thing now, and how can I like I don't want to repeat myself. I want to know myself so I can improve myself. Like, I finish one of these every, let's say, like 2 months, and I have them all. Like, in my library I have like hundreds, like maybe 100, I think so. So this is my journal, like what I'm feeling every day. But I have like a prayer journal, what I'm having like in my heart and I'm like revisiting every day. I have a songwriting journal, which is another different one. I have a vision journal where I like write what I'm dreaming about and revisit it every day so I can like... That was a huge thunder. Second essential, for sure, my guitar. This is not actually a guitar, this is a guitarlele. I'm always traveling with a different instrument. Not only because it's travel size, but because I wanna get uncomfortable with my songwriting. Like, when I'm writing always and just with the guitar, maybe I'm gonna start repeating stuff and going for the same chords that I love. But traveling with a different instrument is like a challenge for me. So I can start like following like a sound that I like, right? And then I start like improvising stuff beyond words, beyond melodies. So I'm not saying anything, but it sounds great. And I like it. I mean, I like it. Boom. This is essential. If you have a mustache, this is essential for you. I've been trying every mustache wax in the world, but the only one that works is the beeswax. I love it. I cannot live without it. I have to take it with my nail and then I have to warm it up, right? Like, I have to do this 100 times. And when it's like really warm, you can put it there. And then when it gets cold again, your mustache is where it should be, right? So I've been in the position where I lose my mustache wax and I don't know what to do. So since that moment, everybody that is around me has one. My wife has a mustache wax. My manager has one in the car, in the guitar, in the nylon guitar, in the ukulele, my photographer. Everybody has one, because if I lose this and I don't have it, I cannot fix it. My mustache inspiration would be Pancho Villa. His mustache was on point. Dali mustache was a little thinner and way longer. But Pancho Villa was like kind of this mustache. He's my mustache inspiration. This is essential for me. Kindle. The thing with the Kindle is that at the beginning I was holding myself from having it because I'm a huge fan of real books and I read a lot. But the thing is, when you travel all the time with 7 books, it's like exhausting. A thunder. We're in the middle of the Dominican Republic, a lot of thunders. Like, of course there's books that I don't want to have here because I want to have them like and smell las hojas. How do you say las hojas? Like the pages, right? I love that. But this is awesome. So another essential, bees honey. My parents are beekeepers. That's their main thing in their lives, you know, beekeeping. And my life was all around bees. That's why I have a bee here. And so honey is like part of my life. Like, every day I'm using it for something different, from a scrub. Like, if I'm feeling bad with my throat and whatever, honey, you know, like that's part of who I am. This is my sister brand. So we all, like in my family, love honey. It's part of our lives. My yoga mat. To be honest, this is not my yoga mat. Like, I'm gonna do yoga every day, but I just like look for one. And most of the times in the hotels, they don't have yoga mats, or some don't have. And I do it with a towel. I've been practicing Ashtanga yoga for at least, I think like 8 years ago, when I started meditating, when I started breathing with conscience. It's about a philosophy of life, of unity. Me as an artist, I'm part of a very stimulating industry with a lot of ups and downs, you know? You should have a practice and a discipline that brings you down to earth and to connect with who you really am. That is not the charts, the songs, the concerts, the sold outs, but that is inside of you. And yoga brings me back to that, you know? So a very important part of my life too, and a very essential part, it's my jewelry, like my earrings, my necklaces. Like, I don't use them just for how they look. Every one of them holds like a part of my journey in my story, you know? Like I was telling you guys, this and the bee is part of like el emblema, like the picture of my family. Beekeeping, honey, bees, you know? Let's say this says why, and I have it, it's my brother-in-law's, and it's talk about my why. And every time I see it, I remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know? My earring, every little thing that is like hanging in my earring holds a little story, you know? Like of a very important dinner that I had with my wife that I really remember. The first gift that my brothers-in-law gave me when we started writing together, that was the start point of my career. The E of my wife, Eva Luna, and she has a C and I have an E, so we feel like we're together with that. I don't know. It doesn't mean that we are more together because of that, but it's like a reminder, you know, it's beautiful. My wedding ring, I mean, it's just a ring or not, it's like a reminder of a beautiful and spiritual and mystical bond that you have with the most important person of your life. Every little detail that I wear in my body means something and carries a message and a part of who I am, not only aesthetic wise but storytelling wise, right? So another one, coconut oil. I love coconut oil and I use it for everything. Like, I mean, it's part of my daily life in different aspects. In the shower, I use it. When you have to do like a scrub, you use it. In the shakes, like if I'm in a very dry place, I use this as a moisturizer. When you do coffee and coconut oil and you shake it, like in a blender, like it's kind of like a latte. Me and my wife, we use it for everything. So, peppermint essential oil. This is very important. And it's always in my bag, in my backpack, in my mochila, with me all the time, because we use it every day for everything. If you have headache, dolor de cabeza, mint. If you're dizzy, this is the best. Like in the lengua, boom, little drop, and that's it. If you have like a cold or like difficulty with breathing, we use it all the time. We use it for the inhalers, the vaporizer, the little things that like the spa things, for massages, in the candles, in the tea, for everything. This is like our medicine every day. This is essential for me too. Mi pintura de uñas, my nail paint. In my nails I have a little dot in every one of them. Like I used it once to remind myself of, like, I love the poetry in the image of God creating us from the dust, you know, from the floor, from nothing, like from nothing special at all. And it's exactly the spirit, the breathing, the ruah, they say in the Hebrew culture, the ruah that made us unique and special. But it's a beautiful reminder that yes, we are divine, but yes, we are nothing, dust. And that's a reminder of that. And I used it once, and when I tried to take it out, like I felt like naked. Like when you're lacking something, like, oh my God, I need this, and I did it again. And since that moment, like 3 years ago, I haven't stopped. And my hands are all the time in camera, in the scene, in the guitar, in the spot, you know? And I want every little detail and corner of my person to share a message, you know? what you wear, what you share, your hair, your face, your eyes, your manos, they're sharing a message all the time. I'm a very passionate person about the impression that you make on people. So, to be honest, I haven't thought about doing anything else because this is part of who I am. Thank you guys so much for checking out my essentials. I'm Camilo. Thank you for having me here and see you next time. Ciao, la tribu.